before we start the memes, when we had Mike and Adam Krigler on last week, we did not get to talk about Roe v. Wade, and I was kind of upset about that.
Oh, we can talk about that. I mean, it's certainly.
I just wanted to keep it real simple. The Supreme Court simply said, "Hey, look, this is a lot of power that was bestowed upon us. We're going to give it back to you guys." And they lost their minds. It was like, no, who's going to tell us what to do? But we have to not do it. No. What?
You're a man. You don't get an opinion
because people aren't used to getting things back. That pretty much never happens.
And it's funny.
Wait, you mean I have to be responsible for myself?
Yeah, pretty much is all of that. And it's funny because nobody's saying that, you can't get an abortion. You're still going to get shunned by the people who are pro-life, but you just have to work a little harder to get it done. It's like, you don't walk in. Oh man, this is just me talking about my next video. You don't walk into a new job and expect a paycheck for doing nothing. That's not how that works.
It's the most democratic thing that could happen, allegedly. So they remove this, they return power to the states. It's like, okay, well now you if your representatives are supposed to be representative of you, they should be voting on your interests. So wherever you live, if you don't like what's on the books, then you should elect people who are going to represent you in the proper way, or maybe move somewhere that better represents your way of life.
So really, does all the panic come from a deep-seated fear? It's like, oh shit, I am the minority, this pro-abortion hysteria. Maybe they know deep down, most people are not for this. Good people are not. All right, here I am judging, but maybe a lot of people are not for this. I'm panicked. Now I have to step it up and be responsible for my actions, or work a little harder to get this hypothetical future abortion. It's just so weird, hysteria for something that doesn't even apply to you yet.
At this point, you just gave these women back the responsibility to either, figure out the fact that when you have sex, there's always a possibility that there's going to be a baby, or if you have sex and there's going to be a baby and you don't want to keep it, you might have to travel a little to de-inconvenience yourself, as sick as that sounds to me.
The get out of jail free card was lost.
Yeah,
pretty much that. It's that accountability is now given back to them. Look, you're responsible for yourself. Act like some damn adults, pretty much.
Yeah, but they don't want that. The irony is they need some gray-haired old white guy to legislate their bodies. Oh no, you need, that's the weirdest shit to me is people. I've had this argument recently with someone. It's and I got told oh, you're a guy, you don't have an opinion on it. I said, fuck you. First of all, just end that right there.
It was my cum.
I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. Yeah.
You gotta say it just like that.
But
I was half of this thing that happened. So yeah.
It's I honestly don't think that a lot of these individuals get laid anyway. But I hate this thought, but I'd imagine that one of them would go in, get the whole turkey baster situation done just so that they can abort it. It's that's kind of sick. I imagine they're that level of crazy.
Yeah.
The propaganda has done such a good job of equating abortion to empowerment that when the dumb female masses feel that maybe it's been taken away, they feel weak and powerless. And that's why you see the response of someone that feels weak, powerless, afraid. It's it's like a big trick they've played on everyone. Not that living a good life, a good responsible life is the way you feel empowered. And that is something that they can't take away from you.
Right. Well, I saw somewhere too, they've done this interesting switch with language, as they like to do. And one of the ways is they don't use the word abortion. They used the phrase reproductive rights. That's how they get around this whole thing. And that's a big issue. Cause again, I think it kind of plays into the emotional side of things. Keri?
They also, my thoughts on it were, so they initially just practically being in Texas and one of the states that they're shitting on right now and calling us backwards and anti-woman and whatever. Just
Mhm.
practically, I am happy because I hope that this causes woke people to leave the state and to stop moving here. And so I've been taking all of their woke memes, like where they're like, "Welcome to Texas, this is the Handmaid's Tale, guys," and there's a picture of the handmaid, and then I'm just
That's great.
taking
Yeah, I saw that.
their own memes, and going, "Don't move here, just don't. It's awful." Like you would hate it. And it's kind of a joke, but it's also serious. Like I hope that they think the culture is so backwards here that they won't want that it'll weed out the right people. And I hope that so much that I don't even care about like I'm still pro-choice in that I believe that abortion should be legal up until probably the end of the first trimester. I don't know. My opinions are in flux on it. I have a problem with I talk with a lot of pro-life people. I understand their point of view a lot better than I used to. And but I have a problem also with the government coming in and saying you can or can't do this, even if I think it's immoral, which I do. I have a problem with the government saying you can or can't do this because it's two life forms in one body. It's not like murder of someone who's outside of your body. It's different in that way. So anyway, long story short, initially, just pragmatically, I hope it causes people not to move here. And secondly, I am so disgusted because the past 2 years, all these people I thought were pro-choice, they're not pro-choice. I found out they're not. They're not. They're liars. They didn't, when it comes to vaccine mandates, mask mandates, lockdown, government enforced lockdowns, they didn't say shit. In fact, they supported it. So that's my biggest feeling about it is I don't want to be associated with you people anymore. There's a rally happening here on Sunday in Georgetown, Texas, pro-choice women, reproductive rights, like you said. I'm going to go there and counter protest because you people are liars. You're not pro-choice. You're pro-abortion. So just say what you are. Quit hiding. The only reason they use the choice argument and bodily autonomy is because they know it matters to other people like me. It doesn't matter to them. I'm sorry I got angry. That's my biggest thing.
The words,
Good. Get heated.
Words are part of the propaganda. They're, if you make someone feel like their choice has been taken away, now they're just, now I could just trip and fall on a dick and get pregnant.
But that's what you would think. But like, if you listen to these people talk and how they like frame all this, you would think that that's what was happening all the time. Like, well, but the choice was taken away. No, it wasn't. Now you have complete autonomy over everything. So start valuing your life. Start valuing the new life that's inside of you. But you hear people talk about how it's not a life until it comes out. It's not a life if they don't think. Like these people have zero idea what they're talking about. That is a human life way before any of them even realize it. And that's where that's the biggest crisis I have, because I'm with you, Keri. I'm like, I hate to use the safe, legal, rare thing, but that's where I'm at, because I do understand that there's probably times when people like should do it on a very rare occasion, but like I value life from like the very first like heartbeat. Like that is a life. I am sorry. I don't care. It would be so hard to convince me otherwise. And people they just get rid of it and yank body parts out like it's nothing. It's awful, man.
I mean, it might be heartless of me, but in my opinion, the people who want to use it as birth control, I'm totally fine with because do I really want them procreating?
Well, yeah.
Well, that's not heartless at all. That's just true.
But I mean, for me, I can only speak for me. I would not have an abortion for me, but that's my body. That's my children. That's all sorts of things.
Little squid babies.
But the idea that somebody else doesn't put the thought into it beyond, I just don't want this thing inside me. That's what I don't get.
Yeah. Well, they don't hold any value in human life, and that's the sad part.
No, they don't.
Yeah.
Look, some things are more important than human life, like getting blacked out drunk at brunch for like 10 more years, okay?
That's bottomless mimosas.
You just wake up at like 10:45, you're blacked out drunk 3 minutes later.
That's my choice.
Great
my
point.
Choice to keep throwing up in my hair.
Oh gosh.
It's bad when you don't even have someone to hold your hair back for you.
My throw up, not a baby's, okay?
Oh gosh.
Right. Yes, absolutely.